Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here with another tutorial on Splunk. If you have not seen my previous videos on setting up Splunk and configuring, please check out my channel for the Splunk tutorials. In this video we are going to see about the Splunk indexes. We will be seeing how Splunk indexes the data and where the indexes are stored. How you can create new indexes, what are the details in indexes config file, delete or clean the indexed content and more. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so and like the video. In simple terms, the index is the repository for Splunk Enterprise data. Splunk Enterprise transforms incoming data into events, which it stores in indexes. An indexer is a Splunk Enterprise instance that indexes data. Splunk Enterprise supports two types of indexes, which are events indexes and metrics indexes. Once you log into Splunk web portal, click the settings link in the upper portion of Splunk web and then select indexes. It will list you all the current available indexes in your Splunk instance. The default indexes are main, which is the default Splunk Enterprise index. All processed external data is stored here unless otherwise specified. _internal, which index includes Splunk Enterprise internal logs. _metrics index contains Splunk Enterprise internal data, stored in the form of metric data points, and _audit, which index the events from the file system change monitor, auditing, and all user search history. An events indexes impose minimal structure and can accommodate any type of data, including metrics data. Events indexes are the default index type, whereas metrics indexes use a highly structured format to handle the higher volume and lower latency demands associated with metrics data. Now in your Splunk CentOS server, go to the location /opt/splunk/var/lib/splunk, you will be able to see all the indexes folder. This is the place where the actual indexes and respective files are saved. Now let's see how we can create a new index using web login. Click on New Index on top right corner. You will be asked to provide few details. We will see more about hot, cold, and thawed path later. Let's see how the indexer stores the data. As the indexer indexes your data, it creates majorly three kinds of files. The first one is the raw data, which the compressed form of the raw content. The second one is tsidx files, which is having the details of indexes that point to the raw data. And the last one is the metadata files. Together, these files constitute the Splunk Enterprise index. These files reside in sets of directories or buckets, organized by age. A bucket moves through several states as it ages. Hot bucket. New data is written to hot buckets, and each index has one or more hot buckets. Warm bucket. Buckets rolled from hot. New data is not written to warm buckets, and an index has many warm buckets. Cold buckets. Buckets rolled from warm and moved to a different location. Frozen and thawed buckets. Once the indexes are moved for frozen or thawed, they are not searchable. Hot and warm buckets will be in the same location, whereas cold and thawed buckets are in a different folder. If you go to the location /opt/splunk/etc/system/default, the default Splunk global configuration files will be visible. Read the Indexes.conf file, which will give you the details on default indexes and its configurations. There are different parameters which you need to give at the time of creating indexes, like the home path, cold path, thawed path, maximum data size, max hot bucket size, max memory, etc. If you don't specify the parameters, some of them will be taken the default values. Keep in mind that, never change the configurations files in default folder. If you see, we have created a new index which is newindex, and it is not listed in indexes.config file under the default folder. It is not available under local folder also. Why is that? Because these configurations are under the apps, search, and reporting app. You can add data inputs and map the files to the new index which we have created, which is newindex. To know more about how to get the logs into Splunk Indexer from your forwarders using inputs.conf file and map to respective indexer, please check out my video on inputs and outputs.conf. You can refer the Splunk documentation to know more about the parameters for Splunk Buckets. We have create new Splunk index using the GUI. Now let's see how you can do that using command line, and also how to create new index using Indexes.conf file. Now let's see how you can delete the indexes using GUI, command line, and also see how you can clean the contents indexed in the indexer and not completely deleting the index. Be very careful when doing these actions, and this is non-irreversible and all indexed data will be lost. We are getting permission error in deleting the indexed contents. This is because even administrator doesn't have access to clean the indexed content. You need to have the permission can delete for this. It's always better not to give the administrator access for can delete. We will create a new role in which will have both admin and can delete rights, also a new user which will be assigned to the new role. In case if you are still getting any error, check the authorized.conf file. There should be a line which gives permission to the indexes in which you can make the delete. If it is not there, add the line and it should work. I hope this tutorial is informative for you. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you have not done yet, and give your comments.